the Trinity High School Band with the playing of the Trinity High School alma mater under the direction of Mr. Mario Casanova. As we return to what will be our field of play, the captains for the Trojans take to the turf and the midfield stripe. Captains for the Trojans, number 2, Ollie Gordon. Number 95, Olafakaloa Tonga. Number 97, Nick Mataele. And number 90, Malachi Johnson. The captains for the Trojans meeting at midfield for the coin toss.
Captains for the Trojans, number 2, Ollie Gordon. Number 90, Malachi Johnson. Number 95, Ola Fakailoa-Tonga. Number 97, Nick Mataele.
There's the coin toss by the official. Indication by our officiating crew, the Trojans have won the toss. They have elected to defer. And the Rangers from Chisholm Trail High have elected to receive from the east end zone. So at this time, as we wait for the conclusion of our pregame activities, we'd like to welcome back to the booth Coach Jay Fitch. Coach Jay, glad to have you back.
Hi, Damon. How are you this evening? Happy homecoming.
Happy homecoming to you, homecoming 2021.
Yeah, it's a real exciting night tonight. This will be a challenger for us for a lot of different reasons.
This is going to be a good one as the pregame rituals come to completion. The Trojans begin their march here at the pen. And at this time, the team will take their position adjacent to the sideline as we await the performance of their ceremonial sippy towel. Let's pause, and we'll tune in to the team.
I don't know if anybody paid any attention to that, but did y'all see Ollie coming out last with his partner?
I did not. I missed that. What? Give us a little up.
I don't know who the young lady is, but she looks to be about 5 or 6, and Ollie escorted her all the way down with a little jog. Just kind of a special kid. Really special football player, but a really special young man.
How fun. As we hear the sounds of Trojan Nation, we pause at this time for the sippy towel. The Trojans of Trinity High School in their ceremonial sippy towel as our pregame ceremony comes to an end and we prepare for the singing of our national anthem. So we'd ask everyone home and abroad if you'd pause at this time, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America. We invite you to tune in and join us for the singing of our national anthem by the Harmony Show Choir in the direction of Mr. Michael Dean. the Harmony Show Choir of Trinity High School under the direction of Mr. Michael Dean. We welcome all of our football fans. If you're just now joining us on Trinity Sports Network, welcome to Homecoming 2021 as we prepare just 30 seconds away from our kickoff of tonight's game, featuring the Rangers of Chisholm Trail and your Trojans of Trinity High School. Coach Jay, I don't know about you, but as we were honoring our great nation, I'm looking across the turf, and Chisholm Trail just seems thin.
They're not thin. They don't have very many kids total. I just looked at their roster. They suit up 9 offensive linemen.
9 linemen. My goodness.
That's not 2 full units,
No.
just in case we're counting at home.
No.
But they're I don't know what's going on over there. A 6A program with 32 kids suited up on their varsity. There's got to be something. Be interesting to have a conversation with their coach. Just kind of ask, hey, what's going on here? How are you going to get this? What are you doing to get this corrected?
Right. So as both special teams take the field, the Trojans won the coin toss, elected to defer. So the Rangers will receive the opening kickoff with 3 men back deep, standing at the 10. Teeing up the football for the Trojans, their kicker, number 91, Kelson Cotner. There's the whistle by the officiating crew. And Cotner with the kickoff. The ball, a little short, a little shallow, fielded by the Rangers. Taken at the 5. He advances the ball up near the 15-yard line.
What a great kick. That ball dropped right at the 3-yard line, had some hang time to it. Over in the corner, pinned on the sideline. Coverage down. We got him inside the 20-yard line. Super start.
So the Rangers will take their first possession of play here in the first half. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line.
Damon, we're trying to figure out, can the defense perform the same level of intensity they did last week against North Crowley?
What an awesome showing by the Trojans last week, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I think right there we're going to see a lot of awesome defense up front, as they've already begun this game very similar to the last.
Yes, it looks like a good start for us. Hard to play with a high level of intensity when you look over and you kind of see what the record is and what the performance has been of late for your opponent. Kind of a mental challenge for the players. This will be real interesting to see how they react. Looks like Chisholm Trail's checking at the line.
So they've got twins to the near side, split receiver to far side, shotgun formation by the Rangers. Here's the snap. He fakes the give, looking for the slot back. That pass is going to be pulled in, and a late flag coming in at the end of the play.
Nice catch, good pass.
Here's the call by our officiating crew. Pass interference being charged to the Trojan defense. That call will be declined. That'll be sufficient enough yardage and a 1st down for the Rangers.
Looks like Chisholm Trail's brought in a fullback type, gone to a 1-back set as opposed to the 2-back they were the first 2 plays. Maybe a power run right here.
Twins to the far side, split receiver near, shotgun formation, fakes the handoff, looks for the slot receiver. That pass is caught, be a gain of 8 on the play by the Rangers, bring up a 2nd and 2 from the Rangers' 33-yard line.
37.
Similar formation by the Rangers. Again, twins to the far side, split receiver near, shotgun formation, single back. Here's the snap. This time it's a give over the left tackle. He's going to advance the ball up around the 40 to the 41-yard line. That's going to be sufficient enough yardage for another Ranger 1st down.
Good start by Chisholm Trail. 2 quick 1st downs, moving the ball well on the ground. 2 passes complete. Defense, hope we didn't underestimate. Remember, Chisholm Trail has 3 wins so far this year. I think they're 3-3. Just didn't have a very good game last week in a district rivalry game.
Twins far side, split receiver near, 2 backs, shotgun formation, takes a snap, looks for the slot receiver. That pass off the fingertips falls incomplete for the Rangers, so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from their own 41-yard line.
Number 4, Joel Tyra, that fastball incomplete. Depending on the play for the Trojans, number 11, Kiri Namiaki. So brings up 2nd down for the Rangers.
Same formation for the Rangers on 2nd down. Here's the snap. It's a give to the back over the left guard. He'll advance the ball up near the Ranger 45-yard line. Be a gain of 4 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Rangers from just beyond their own 45-yard line.
Need to get a stop right here. Go ahead and don't let them get any kind of momentum going. If you remember the Boswell game, they got some early movement of the ball, kind of got some confidence going in what they were doing offensively. So this is kind of a big play right here for our defense.
So 3rd and 6 for the Rangers. Twins each way, single back. The snap, he's looking to a receiver, running on an in route. That pass over the head falls incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 6 for the Rangers from their own 45-yard line.
7, Jaden Fisher, that fastball incomplete. JD's line's number 5, depending on the play.
So they will bring in their special teams.
Right now, all the Trinity coaches in the press box are feverishly counting to make sure there's only 11 on the field. That's always a panic when you're running those special teams on and off and making sure you get the right kids out there.
So back for the Trojans, number 2, Ollie Gordon.
I can't see him punting to him. Not purposely.
No, the Rangers in punt formation. Here's the snap. The ball is up and away. That ball will hit at the Trojan 25. It'll take a Ranger bounce. My goodness gracious. And it will be fielded and downed by Gordon just inside the Trojan 15-yard line.
That might be ill-advised. That extra 2 yards that it was going to roll, that was not worth that. What could have happened?
What could have been a major disaster and a Trojan fumble.
It was a Trojan fumble, but he got it back. He didn't pick that up clean.
He did not. So the Trojans take over their first possession of play here in the first half. 1st and 10, Trojans from their own 14. Cade Bartholomew, quarterbacking for the Trojans, takes a snap, hands it off to his tailback, number 2, Ollie Gordon. And Gordon advances the ball out across the 30, closer to the 35.
Talking to the coaches earlier in the week, they said Gary Maddox still kind of nursing the shoulder that he hurt last week. I don't know if you remember, he went out of bounds on the sideline, had to come out. I think it's in the 2nd quarter, and they're not going to take any chances this week. So we'll probably see a lot of Ollie at tailback, Cade in at quarterback.
So sufficient enough yardage for a Trojan first down. It'd be 1st and 10, Trojans from the 33. Again, Bartholomew is under center. High formation. He drops back. He's looking deep. He's got a man. He pulls it in, and that's going to be a Trojan touchdown.
What a nice ball. What a good throw that was.
Great tight spiral by Bartholomew. That pass being pulled in by...
That was Nasir Allah. Same one that made the big catch as we got the touchdown right before half last week. Nasir is somebody last year when we were talking to the coaches, they were real excited about him as a sophomore. Just felt like he needed a little bit more maturity, and we're seeing him getting more and more playing time right now, starting to make some big plays. He kind of brings something on the edges that we haven't had, and just a little bit more speed, guys that can stretch the field, what they like to say, knock the top off of it.
That's
so really nice job. Yeah, and did a good job right there.
That's correct. And so the special teams come on. Cotner's attempt is up and good. And so with 8:17 remaining in the first quarter, the Trojans on top of the Rangers 7-0.
You can't underestimate what a good throw that was. You have a receiver running wide open and you're throwing with the wind.
Right.
And that is just a real difficult combination. Cade has shown such great poise back there. It just really, it's just kind of exciting to watch him grow as a quarterback, just doing better and better every week.
Let's take an opportunity to We'll see one of our senior spotlights as the special teams come on. This first quarter offensive senior spotlight is sponsored by the Trinity Wrestling Team, head coach Travis Clark and assistant coach Anthony Bergamini. This offensive spotlight features Marlon Cubero, number 40, a 5'10", 210-pound fullback. When talking with Marlon about his plans following graduation, he stated that he desires to attend Texas A&M and major in medicine and then pursue a career as an anesthesiologist. So best of luck to Marlon during this senior season, his senior year, and on into college at A&M and the pursuit in medicine by the young man.
Hey, guess what?
What's that?
He's in my calculus class.
Oh, you got an anesthesiologist in your calculus class.
Yeah, I put him to sleep all the time.
Oh, there we go. Well, that kick by our special teams in and out of the back of the end zone. So that'll be a touchback by the Rangers. So this will bring up their second possession of play here in the first half. 1st and 10 Rangers from their own 25-yard line.
I'd like to think I kind of have a part in his career choice.
There you go. That's it. Uh-oh. All right. Offsides by the Trojan special teams, so they'll add 5 additional yards here.
Trinity was offsides on the first kick. The referee reached for his flag and decided not to throw it.
Okay.
I think he's just trying to say, hey, you're consistently offsides. Let's cut that out. Have to see the ball kicked.
So 1st and 10 Rangers from their own 30. Twins near side, split receiver far, shotgun formation, 2 back. It's a give to the running back, and he's hit near the line of scrimmage and met by that defensive line.
Okay, so if we get the same consistency right here, this should be some kind of RPO, run-pass option, see if they can get something quick. Second level, just an easy throw for the quarterback. It's almost an extended sweep type play.
Gain of a little by the Rangers. That's going to bring up 2nd and long from their own 31. Similar formation. Here's the snap. Again, it's a give, and he's met once again at the line of scrimmage. And once again, he is denied yardage by that defensive front.
I would have thrown. That's okay. Good start. That's a good job. Getting us 3 and out, getting them off the field quick after you score a touchdown, that's a big thing. And that's just, it's just stuff you got to practice. It's things you got to do as we prepare for the playoffs. Can't worry about who your opponent is. You need to execute your defensive plan.
Same formation by the Rangers. Here's the snap, and the quarterback will be sacked by the defensive front and brought down for a loss.
They had a chance. They had a flare out here on the flat, but good job. I don't know who that was, came off that backside edge. That was really a nice job. It's kind of hard to see.
A loss of 7 for the Rangers. That's going to bring up a 4th and long. They bring on their special teams. And once again, the Rangers will punt it away here in the first half. Back deep for the Trojans, number 2, Ollie Gordon.
That was Ola Fakailoatonga. He had a great game last week, started with the sack this week, I think. Or Ricky Lolahay. It's kind of hard to tell the numbers up here.
So the punt taking a nice Ranger bounce here at Pennington Field, and it will finally be downed by the Rangers. And so the Trojans will take over their second possession of play, be 1st and 10 Trojans from their own 23-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. It's 1st and 10. This is their second possession of the first half.
So the Trojans breaking the offensive huddle. Bartholomew under center, I formation, split receiver near side, man in motion. Here's the snap by the Trojans. It's going to be a pitch here to Gordon, here to the near side. He's got room. He's to the 30, up the sideline to the 40, and he's toe tackled and pushed out of bounds near the 46-yard line. That'll be a gain of a 23 on the play.
Nice job by Alex Luna on the outside. Needs to keep working upfield on that. Fullback did a real good job as well. Just fun to watch how Buddy Leota's getting better and better. But he did a nice job picking up the trash as it went around the corner.
1st and 10, Trojans, same formation. It's a give to the fullback on fullback counter to the left side. He's following his blocker, and he's finally brought down deep into the Rangers' territory. It'll be sufficient enough yardage and another Trojan first down.
That was Junior Tuipulotu leading that block. He's been doing a really, really nice job at tight end. Haven't gotten him many balls in the air, but really does good on the pulls, the trays that we run. weak side counters. Just a nice job. And
So-
good patience by Buddy on that run.
Yes. So 1st and 10 for the Trojans from the Ranger 37-yard line. They break the offensive huddle. Twins to the far side, I formation. It's a give to Gordon. He steps up through the hole over the right tackle, then cuts back. Finally brought down by the Ranger defense, but not until after a gain of about 5 on the play.
Nice push from the offensive line. Trinity's showing a lot of unbalanced right now. They're what we'd call X over. Just kind of giving some difficulties to them, making them adjust to the way they're lining up.
So a gain of 4 for the Trojans. That'll bring up 2nd and 6 from the Rangers' 34-yard line.
Same formation again here.
Same formation. And we're in the I. Bartholomew under center. Here's the snap. He takes it. He gives to Gordon. Gordon bounces off the right tackle. He's to the 25, the 20.
Oh, great
He's got
blocking.
room to the 10, and he's going to be in for another Trojan touchdown.
Both receivers did a really nice job of pushing up the field, settling down, getting that stock block. Just a really good job downfield blocking. Obviously, the offensive line did a nice job because I think either you or I could have gotten 5 or 6 on that one.
At least. Could almost drive a truck through that.
Almost. But if you're driving a truck through the hole, won't you always be able to drive a truck through the hole?
I think that's
Just
true.
wondering.
Yeah, that's it. So the point after right here for the Trojans. Cotner setting up shop. Bartholomew with the hold. There's the snap. The ball's up. An indication by our officiating crew, it's good. So with just a little over 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of play, the Trojans leading the Rangers 14-0.
And nothing sloppy so far. They've looked sharp offensively and defensively. It's something you just got to continue to work on. Talked to Coach Jensen a little bit this week, and I said, what do you do in a game like this? And we could pretend that this was going to be a real competitive game, and we would be lying to ourselves.
Right.
We really feel like the Trinity should have control of this game. And I said, what's the plan? He said, same stuff. And I said, how do you do it? And he said, focus on the playoffs. We have to understand that we have to get better this week than we were last week.
Absolutely.
No time to go backwards. No. So far, great start by both the offense and the defense. So good night so far.
So as the special teams take to the turf, we'll pause again for one of our senior spotlights. This first quarter defensive senior spotlight is sponsored by our gymnastics team, coached by Becky Smith and Travis Colburn. This defensive spotlight features Sipa Nuupalau, number 60, a 6'1", 250-pound defensive lineman. When talking with Sipa about his plans following graduation, he stated he's undecided regarding his future plans at this time. So best of luck to Sipa his senior year through his senior season and on through whatever he may have in store for him at the next chapter in life and a future career. So the Trojans kick the ball away, and again, the football bouncing in and out of the Ranger end zone. So the ball will be brought out, and the Rangers will take over their 3rd possession of play here in the first half. Official timeout on the turf here at Pennington Field. One of the members of the Trojan special teams down over near the Visitors 30.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened to him, but he hadn't moved very much. That's Nick Mattielli. Just kind of sat down. I don't know if it's a lower leg injury.
Our training staff on the turf.
Looks like they're working on an arm or a hand.
So the young man being assisted off the turf by our training staff, walking on his own power, but it does look like he is holding that left arm or wrist. From this advantage, I don't see anything out of line.
The way he sat down, I think he knew there was something wrong immediately. So we'll have to see if we can get word as to what happened to him. But I wouldn't ask for any better trainers to be taking care of him.
Absolutely. So as we return to the field of play, the Rangers on their third possession, they take the snap. They're looking to throw, and that ball is going to be just a little over the head and out of bounds, falling incomplete for the Rangers.
That was a chance. They had a step on us in the secondary. That was an opportunity.
So a 2nd and 10 for the Rangers from their own 25-yard line. Third possession of play. You got Twins. Twins to the near side, split receiver far. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap. It's going to be a give to the running back. He's over the right tackle. Going to be a gain of about 3 on the play here for the Rangers. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 from their own 28-yard line.
I think if I watched enough film on Trinity as an opponent and I have a one-on-one opportunity outside or a chance to cut back to the inside where the other 9 guys are, I think I'd keep working outside. Take my chances. Has to hurt less.
A little more space out there.
Yeah.
Not near as many bodies.
Not near as many big bodies chasing you down.
That's it. 3rd and 7 for the Rangers. Twins each side, single back, shotgun. Here's the snap. He's looking to the near side, now across the middle. Finds the receiver who pulls in the pass.
Nice catch.
And that's going to be sufficient enough yardage for a Ranger first down at their own 42-yard line.
Tough place to defend over the middle. That route is actually in the Trinity offense. It's called under Sam over Mike. It's a good route. Try to throw the ball just as he's clearing that inside linebacker. Lead him into that void. Quarterback threw a perfect pass on that one.
Trips far side, split receiver near. Here's the snap and a handoff to the back. It's going to be a gain of 5 on the play for the Rangers. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 from their own 47-yard line.
Again, that's a big tackle by Ola Faka-Ilotonga because there wasn't much.
So again, they have a Twins look to the far side, split receiver near, shotgun formation. This is going to be a 2-back set by the Rangers. 2nd and 5 here at their own 47-yard line. Homecoming 2021 here at Pennington Field. Congratulations to all the Trinity alumni. Here's the snap by the Rangers. Once again, it's a give, this time over the left tackle. It's going to be a gain of 2 more on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Rangers from their own 49-yard line.
I'd say right now that they're having more consistent luck running the football than North Crowley did last week.
Twins to each side, single back, shotgun formation. Here's the snap by the Rangers. An audible coming in from the sideline.
Something quick maybe to one of the inside receivers, probably at the top.
Here's the snap. He's looking to the far side. They've got at least a half step. He reaches out. That's going to be off the fingertip and falling incomplete. That's going to bring up a 4th and 3 for the Rangers from their own 49-yard line.
Second time they've had that opportunity. I think they're going to go for it here. They don't have much to lose. Big momentum play right here.
4th and 3 near midfield.
I think Trinity's offense is kind of proven it's going to be hard to stop them, so you might as well take all 4 downs.
Exactly. More of a trips look to the far side. Here's the snap. He's finding the –
ooh, what a good tackle.
What should be a slot receiver, and that pass in and out of the hands, falling incomplete. And so the ball will go over on down to the Trojans. This will bring up the Trojans' 3rd possession of play. Here in the first half, it'll be 1st and 10 Trojans from the Ranger 49-yard line.
That's a good call by them. That's a you take that opportunity, have a little momentum if you get that first. You know,
Sure.
Right now, like I said, Trinity's offense has been pretty explosive. They hadn't made any mistakes yet, so I understand that, and that's the right call by Chisholm Trail.
Trojans breaking the offensive huddle. Single back, split receivers each side. Bartholomew takes the snap, fakes the give, looks, he's finding his tight end, and that ball off the fingertips. falling incomplete for the Trojans.
Remember when I said we hadn't gotten anything to junior yet? We got something to junior.
Yes.
Just missed it. Man, he had some space to run, too.
Yes, he did. Again, nice throw by the quarterback, as we've been discussing, and that was, on a run.
Yeah, Cade does a real nice job. That was play action. And, again, when you have a special athlete back there at tailback, you've got to respect the fake. I think we got him leaning that way. Cade picked the right receiver, just weren't able to catch it.
I formation, split receiver near side. Here's the snap. It's going to be a toss to Gordon. He's across the 50, the 45, the 40. He's got room. He's down to the 30. He's the 20. He's going to make a cut to the right, then back to the left and in for another Trojan touchdown.
If you guys are watching this young man, you better enjoy it because he is just a phenomenal football player. And I think sometimes we see him so much we forget about that.
Right.
But if you hear people across the state raving about just how special he is, I think sometimes we just forget because he is a great football player. Oklahoma State has a steal.
Yes, and an outstanding young man, I might add.
He's the kind of young man that makes you smile when you see him.
Right, absolutely.
Just makes you smile.
Special teams come on. Cotner with the extra point attempt. It's up and good here at Pennington Field. So with 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play, the Trojans are leading the Rangers by 21.
Okay, now the question becomes for the Trinity coaches, how long do you leave the starters in? What are you going to do with that? Typically, even in a game like this, you're going to leave those guys in through the first half and probably the first series of the second half. And a lot of people say, well, why would you ever come back out with a big lead with your starters? It's a mindset. You have to come out of halftime with that prepared idea that I'm about to have to go back with high level of intensity, no mistakes.
Right.
And even though you've got a big lead, that first series, just to get in the rhythm of coming out of halftime with some intensity, it doesn't matter about the score. It's about what's going to happen in the future. So don't be shocked if they're in a little longer than you think they ought to be.
Right.
Now, obviously, if it gets way out of hand, Coach Jensen might make a change on that. But there's a mindset to it. There is some reason for it. It's not we're running up the score.
No.
We're preparing our kids down the line.
That's correct. And it will happen because unless something tragic happens over the next course of a few weeks, district championship, seat one, headed into the playoffs. And, you're looking to get that, as Coach Jensen has already said, one of his goals, getting that first playoff game under his belt. So they will be looking to raise the intensity with every week from here on out.
Right. You're exactly right. I think we're offsides again. We got to figure out who that one is. He's seeing the ball over his shoulder looking back as opposed to seeing it kicked on the way.
So Cotner's kickoff in and out of the end zone, touchback for the Rangers, but with the offsides charge to the special teams, they'll mark off 5 additional yards, spot the ball, and it'll be the Rangers' 4th possession of play here in the first half. So 1st and 10 Rangers from their own 30-yard line. Twins to the far side, split receiver near. Shotgun and single back formation. Man in motion. Here's the snap. The ball winds up on the turf.
Oh, my goodness.
It is picked off by the defensive back, and he's in for another Trojan touchdown.
That was David Longy. He was just coming up to make a big hit, and it was flipped right to him. Great ball skills. That's a really nice job of picking the ball out of the air. We're trying to get a little jet sweep going right here. The quarterback drops it on the snap, then tries to force it in late to the running back, and
he juggled that thing.
He just tossed it to him.
He sure did. And then Lange takes it in for 6.
Just popped it right up in the air. And, it wasn't because he just did it. There was a Trinity defender on top of that guy as soon as he got the ball.
Right.
Didn't give him a chance to get the ball seated. That was fun.
So special teams on. The point after is up. And Cotner's attempt is good. So with 1:53 remaining in the first quarter of play, the Trojans up by 28.
Wow, what a nice play. Just love the attack of the defense. They are just getting after people. Now, do you count that as a fumble or an interception? It went forward off of the offensive player's hands.
I would think interception, right? As a halfback pass?
I don't know. He threw it to us.
Yeah.
I don't know which way
we called
we
it and went for 6.
I call it a touchdown,
That's
but
it.
it'd be interesting how they score that.
That's going to be we'll see what the stats say at halftime.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll keeping the stats at halftime.
Oh, yeah, that may be true too. So the special teams taking the field here. Cotner teeing up the football for the Trojans. The Rangers with 3 men deep near their 5-yard line. A very sparse crowd following the Rangers.
Well, we're not real full down here on our side.
No, not for homecoming 2021. That's true.
I think a lot of people stayed home on homecoming. We have to re-explain what that means.
Coming home.
Not come. Yeah, they're staying home. That's not good.
Yeah, not staying home, coming home. And it's a beautiful night for football, I might add.
It feels like football season. What are we in, week 7?
We are.
Week 7, we finally feel like football season.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
It's taken a while.
It is fantastic.
I noticed both you and I are sporting the long sleeve shirt,
Yes.
and Jake has on T-shirt and shorts.
Yes,
So there you
well,
go.
The difference between youth and experience.
Good answer.
68 degrees is what I'm showing here in Bedford. That wind blowing somewhat out of the north.
Different flag. Usually we get that
Yeah.
flag blowing at the scoreboard. It's kind of blowing the opposite direction.
It is. So the Rangers, with their 5th possession of play, a very similar formation with a 2-back set, takes the snap. They hand it off to the back, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. Be a loss of 1 on the play.
Love the intensity the defense is still showing. I mean, good grief. We're a minute 39 from being at the end of the first quarter, and it's 28-0. Okay, I've been in the situation as a coach where Chisholm Trail is. It's not a good feeling.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. And you want your defending. You want the team playing against you to go ahead and play,
Right.
or not.
Right.
I mean, it's a real tough situation.
Yeah. Similar formation by the Rangers, this time with a 2-back set, shotgun formation. Here's the snap. He looks to give. It's a fake. He finds his receiver who pulls in the pass. It's going to be a gain of 7 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Rangers from their own 32-yard line.
Looks like Ahmad Hassan's getting a lot of snaps over there. Javis Lyons is playing safety this week, it appears. So move some people around in the secondary.
The Rangers on 3rd down take the snap. It's a give to their back. He's going to advance the ball up near we'll call it the 34-yard line, be a gain of 2 on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th and 1.
And again, no reason not to go for it. They're going to take the quarter here, it appears. The play clock's a little bit ahead of the game clock, so to speak. So they're going to let this last 15 seconds run off. So we'll be 4th down, starting the second quarter. What do you think so far?
So far, knowing what we know about each team, I think for us a very solid start here in week 7, especially coming off of last week, because you never know if you're going to be on that roller coaster, so to speak, or not.
Right. That's exactly very good.
And then with a team like this, how you're going to respond and how you're going to react.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the
But
20-yard line on the west end.
So far, no major errors,
This evening during the
I think,
homecoming court
which is good for us. We've been hoping to correct those things.
Haven't seen no mental mistakes other than we've got one young man on the kickoff coverage that's a little bit antsy and getting down there a little bit quick.
And I'm sure that our special team coaches will correct that by halftime, if not by the start of the second quarter.
Is that one of our volleyball players that was not able to attend in the pre?
Yes, I believe it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
I believe it is.
Very, very cool.
I'd sure like to know, with her being here, the results of our volleyball, and I'm sure we'll get those stats for you at some point. We are following our girls' volleyball very closely. as they are going to be wrapping up district play here in a very short time. And hopefully we'll do what we need to do to make a playoff run. But we'll have more information for you a little bit later here in regards to girls volleyball. So as we return to action, it's 4th and a short one here for the Rangers. Split receivers each side. Here's the snap. It's a give to their back.
Oh, they're going to give it to him, but boy, that was close.
Yes, it was. And he's going to have sufficient enough yardage, I believe, from the vantage point here in the booth. It's going to be 1st and 10. Rangers from their own 35-yard line.
That was Naimose on that tackle. If there's any college that ever sees this broadcast and you've not sent something for Naimose, you know, the UTSAs, the UTEPs, North Texas, you're really screwing up because that boy can play. He's a 4-year starter for Trinity High School. That doesn't happen.
And again, another outstanding young man that you want on your team.
Yes, you do.
So as we return to action, trip set by the Rangers. They hand the ball off to their halfback. It's going to be a gain of a yard as he hits that tough defensive front of the Trojans. And so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 9.5 for the Rangers from their own, just beyond the 35-yard line.
They didn't give him anything. That was really good defense right there. They're trying to the backs for Chisholm Trail are trying to be patient to find a hole. There's just not one. The defense, again, is just doing a fantastic job. Kind of back to what we were talking about, my little soapbox about recruiting.
Right.
They just look at size, all those. They don't look at football players. Naimose, number 6 down there. We've got several guys across that defense that are just flat football players.
Yes.
And teams would be lucky to have them. Good run.
So the Rangers line up in a similar formation. They hand it off to the back. This time it's going to be a gain of about 5 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Rangers from their own 40-yard line.
Handing the ball off to 23 Mambo. It's brought down by 96 Ricky Lillahea, along with number 94 Eva Apania.
Good young men.
Yes,
on and off the field and in and out of the classroom.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
Twins each way, shotgun formation, single back. Here's the snap. He's looking for the outside receiver. That ball high and over the head. Uncatchable and now falling incomplete. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 5 for the Rangers from their own 40-yard line. And it looks like they're going to elect to bring on the special teams and once again punt that football away.
I don't know why. 4th and 5, I don't know why. Count your players real quick. Hurry.
Back deep for the Trojans is going to be number 5, this time Javius Lyons, standing back near the Trojan 25-yard line. Here's the snap by the Rangers. The punt is away. Little knuckleball action.
Nope.
Hits near the 25, taking a bounce, rolls down, and the Rangers are going to blow it dead near the Trojan 21-yard line. This is going to bring up the Trojans' 4th possession of play here in the first half. 1st and 10 Trojans from their own 21.
Okay, I found something Trinity needs to get better at.
All right.
They need to find somebody that they can put back to catch punts that is confident enough to come up and make that catch.
Step up, wave the hand,
Just
catch
catch
the
it.
football.
That's gained yardage.
Yes, it
when
is.
you let that ball hit the ground and roll, that's just making the field that much longer
Yes,
as we
it
get
is.
close to the playoffs.
That's
That's
gonna be
going to matter.
important, isn't it?
Yep.
So the Trojans on their 4th possession of play. The ball winds up on the turf, but it's going to be recovered by the Trojans. Looks like a slippery hand there on the possible exchange from quarterback from center.
Okay, they ran a counter play. The fullback comes back across, and the fullback didn't quite get enough width on his initial step, so when he came back across, he ran through the ball, the quarterback trying to get it across. And we've got some seconds in right now already, so that was a rep thing probably more than anything else.
So 2nd and 11 for the Trojans. I formation, Twins to the far side. Here's the snap. A give to the back. He's still on his feet, moving his feet. Finally going to be brought down, but not until he gains at least 4 on the play. Maybe 5 on the play, excuse me.
That's Keyshawn Berry back in there running. 3rd down. See if we can get this first down, keep the drive alive.
So 3rd and 6 for the Trojans from their own 25-yard line.
Some kind of play action right here. Let's see if we're right.
9 minutes remaining in the first half of play. They break the offensive huddle. Twins to the far side. I formation. Bartholomew under center. Here's the snap. A give to the tailback. He's over the right tackle. He's to the 30, still on his feet. And he's going to muscle out to the Trojan 35. And that'll be sufficient enough yardage for another Trojan first down.
Kind of off on my calling. That wasn't play action. That was just run over you. They're not covering our inside receiver. It'd be cool to just stand up and throw him the ball and see what he could do out there in space. I tell you what, Nasir made that catch early, number 18. You see him going on the field right now. There's a little pep in his step. That's good to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the booth a young man.
Man, I wish you could see this guy. We have a legend that has just walked in.
Yes, we do.
Trevor Vidito has just come into the booth. Hi, Trevor. How we doing? We're doing really good. We got to get a mic on you, man.
We'll get you another headset.
Hang on just
or
a second.
mic, and we're gonna. I hope you got your answers ready, because Coach Fitch, he has been working all week when we found out you might be here on questions.
I don't know if I have that many questions.
I bet you can come up with something.
Oh, I'm live now.
All right, the Trojans breaking the offensive huddle. Twins to the near side. I formation. Bartholomew takes the snap, hands it off to the tailback. He's across the 45. Advances the ball up near the – well, they're going to blow him dead, looks like, at the 48, but that's going to be sufficient enough yardage for another Trojan first down.
All right, first of all, have you gotten to see any of the Trinity games this year?
I have not, actually, and I just found out earlier that there's a live feed, so I'll be able to keep up.
There you go. Who's been talking to you, man? We've been doing this all year.
Well, I'm late. I'm out in El Paso. I don't get the relay message to keep up with what's going on.
Oh, I see. So tell us what you've been doing of late.
Life has been taking me well. Aside from working in the medical field, selling medical devices, I got married 2 years ago, bought a house in El Paso, and just kind of living a day at a time.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, what do you think? You've seen him for a little bit. What do you think about number 2 down there for Trinity?
I think he's pretty good. I feel like he would have fit right in whenever I was here, and we had another guy by the name of Dimitri that was pretty good as well.
Yes.
Seeing number 2 is pretty exciting.
If y'all don't know, Trevor was the quarterback of the first state championship team that we had, 2005.
Yes.
The best, and if anybody wants to argue with me, you can, but you're wrong because I was here. The best backfield that Trinity has ever put together.
That's
I think it was really special. I got to watch it.
Yes.
It was awesome.
I
And I'm going to just tell you some stuff about Trevor. He was after – now, you have to tell me – this is urban legend. You have to tell me this is true. Trevor got a scholarship, went to UTEP, where he had a great career at UTEP. The legend has it that you sealed the offer in pregame at the state championship.
I did. So it was kind of funny as the recruiting process was going my senior year. The coach kept asking, he's like, send me a tape with all of your film, all of the passes that you've had. And so I sent
All
him
7 of them?
Yeah, I sent him tape. And he's like, no, send me all the passes. I was like, Coach,
That is
that's
all
what
of that.
I've got. That's all I've got. So, y'all want to talk about
Hey, we
the
just
touchdown
scored.
we just
And the
scored?
Trojans are in for another Trojan touchdown. There you go, Trevor.
Hey, hang on just a second. Damon, that was our fullback specialist, the trap specialist for us, Manny Perez, ran that one in. Really nice run by Manny. He's been doing a really good job since they've gotten him back out.
So the Trojan special teams come on the field. Number 12, Bartholomew to hold. Cotner with the attempt, up and coming.
Okay, finish your story.
Yeah, so he's like, send me all the tape. I was like, Coach, that's all I've got. If you want to come watch me practice, you'll be able to see me throw a whole lot more than what you're going to see during the game. But so they come to check out, Dimitri and some of the offensive lineman guys that we had on our team. And pregame, they're watching us throw the ball around. Pregame, we're throwing it around. And, at the end of the game, I don't know how many passes, maybe 14 passes in the state championship game, but they had a card that they left on my family's car, after the game and said, give us a call. So then after the game, I call them and they want to say, hey, we think you're pretty good. Your pregame is really good. If they can figure out how to throw during the game, we might have some more tape. I said, all right.
Now,
that was my recruiting process, really, from UTEP. That's how it came.
well, that's incredible. Now, when he got out there, guys, if y'all don't understand this is the number 1 passer in the history of UTEP. Still holds that record. He threw for 12,439 yards while he was out there. He threw 97 touchdowns in his career out there. And remember, he played at Trinity where we didn't throw the ball very much.
No, especially not during 03, 04, and 05.
Well, 05 we had some pretty dynamic running backs.
Well, yes, absolutely.
Dimitri Nance did okay.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, he wasn't bad.
And then we had a great fullback,
Ladarick Candy,
Yes.
who was a tailback who was
Converted.
who gave enough
Yes.
to go to fullback so they could both be on the field at the same
That's
time.
correct.
But missing in all that was the number of key passes that you threw. And I'll just take you back to one I remember, the semifinal game against college. Who were we playing?
A&M Consolidated.
A&M Consolidated. Thank you. I just hate saying
Big
those
one to
three
Marcus
words.
King. I remember.
The third down, got to have it to Marcus King that you
King,
laid
that
right
was
in
a
the
big
perfect
play.
spot, and he made a big play. Yeah,
Crazy how 15 years later we think about it, and it's almost like yesterday that it was.
I know
Isn't
it.
it?
I can
That's
still
right.
see it. It was coming right at me when you did it. It was just a beautiful play, and you just didn't ever miss. And I think back now, remember I did this coaching for a while. After we realized that we were missing something, and we started going and finding different ideas to throw, to pass, and by the time the person that has argued with you as the best quarterback to ever, Denarius McGee, and it's a great argument, and I know which camp I'm in, and I'm glad you're up here. So,
That's awesome.
but we went and found things because he was also a gifted passer, and if you had had that same offense, it would have been incredible what you were able to do with it. And then obviously when you got
call for different things,
well,
I think for the buildup of our team at the time, we were definitely predicated on running the ball. And the big thing for me was, even though I only threw 6 or 8 times a game, because our running game was so strong, it gave me opportunities to throw to wide open receivers. And at the time, it's easy to throw to a wide open guy, complete 6 of 8 passes, throw for 200 yards almost. And
you say it's easy to throw to a wide open guy. I disagree. That's hard. I mean, sometimes they're so open. It's
some of the hardest passes.
And I think Coach Jensen used to tell you can't throw it and catch it. I don't know if you remember any of those phrases where trying to keep it in your hand until it was perfect. Right. Other things about Trevor, the second winningest starting quarterback in the history of the school.
They're lucky I didn't get to start as a sophomore.
No kidding. You'd have set that so far away, but you're right. And took us to the semifinals as a junior. It just an unfortunate game playing over there against Tyler Lee, a team we'd beaten earlier. Yeah. They got some guys back. They were pretty good.
They were pretty good, and it's hard to beat the same team twice in a season.
Really is.
To see somebody and be able to make adjustments to come back and fight again, and they had our number that night.
Yeah, they sure did.
Unfortunate, but it really lit our fire for that next season going in.
I remember that. I remember the words spoken. I think it was Eric that came in and said, "We're never going to feel this again, guys."
Yep.
And that next year we went on quite a run. You're also the first year of the Haka, now known as the Sippy Towel.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that when we started that up?
It was actually really special. It's something that wasn't kinder to me and what I knew as far as where I grew up, but everyone that we go to school with, all the Tongans and Samoans, it's their culture. That's where it came from, and we're all one family. And it was one thing that really spread very quickly through us whenever Richie brought it to the idea of, and told Coach Lineweaver about it, and we all believed in it and thought it was really special. It really helped us bond as a team. Everyone coming together as one to, be able to really cry out like a war chant.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Light a fire. Cool. That was the whole deal. It was supposed to light a fire under you. And I remember in the spring, y'all were doing the practice of that, and it was Coach Dibble and Coach Lineweaver and the team, and we didn't ever see it as coaches. And they said, "Okay, we're going to do this thing." And every coach walked in, and we're thinking this is a huge waste of time, and we're leaning up against the old weight room wall, and you do it, and the hair stands up on the back of your neck, and it was you knew we had something really special.
Feeling. And then I know that it just was really loved by everyone in the community, everyone that follows Trinity football, and I know that everyone really loved it that season. And it was really crazy how it spread throughout everything that was filtering into the Trinity football, even down to the Pee Wee League teams doing it then. It was really, really special.
Okay, now if again, no offense to you, but you're getting a little bit older, so people don't necessarily remember just how that state championship went. What were you thinking? We were playing a really good Converse Judson team. They went down the field and scored. And then they picked up a fumble and went 99 yards. So early in the first quarter, we're down 14-0. I was in the press box. What was it like on the sideline?
It was actually kind of weird. You don't expect one of those plays to happen, especially with how well we protected the ball that season. We didn't have a lot of turnovers, and to be on the 2-yard line going in and fumble and then pick it up and go 99 yards for a touchdown, it was like really a gut check for us. But for whatever reason, we felt so composed still on the sideline, I felt like, as a team. And as soon as we got the ball, I don't remember the exact play, but I threw a wheel route to LeDerick, and he had a nice takeoff down the sideline.
Sure did.
And then we kind of got our momentum right back, and we went down and scored. So I don't feel like it really threw us off. It was just like a wake-up call, like, oh, we can't do that again, but I think we'll be all right. And then we went and scored. When we tied it up to 14-14, I knew we had it in the back, man.
There you go. So you said you're doing medical supplies now. You've been married 2 years. You have any kids yet?
No kids. It's something we'll probably start trying on next year. We've, had different things that are happening in our lives that we wanted to make priority for us at the time, and just been waiting for our opportunity, and it's going to be coming soon.
No
It'll
hurry.
Be special.
No hurry.
It'll be special.
Just no hurry. It will be special when it happens. El Paso. So you just settled back down out there where you went to school?
I did. It's a easy place, to live. It's home away from home for me now. I never, during college, thought that I was going to stay there whenever I finished. I always said, when I'm done with El Paso, I'm out of here. So then I finished up, and I was lucky to have one opportunity with Chicago Bears. So I moved to Chicago for a while. And then I finished there, and then I moved to Indianapolis for a while with the Colts. I was there for a while, and then I moved back to El Paso after I got released in the NFL, and then I moved out to Tucson for 2 years, and then I ended up back in El Paso. And so it's like, for whatever reason, it keeps drawing me back out there. But, it's one thing special when football is done and you've been able to have a successful career, which I was lucky to have, that my name still kind of rings a bell when I'm out in El Paso. And so it's an advantage to have in life going around where people recognize you, and it's
kind of
nice.
cool to be known.
It is nice to be known, and so it's nice to be around El Paso, but this is still my home.
There you go.
It's really nice to come home, see familiar faces that I haven't seen in forever, and be able to catch up right where we left off. It's really nice.
Well, I'm going to ask you a really hard question. You have to think about this one. You were the, I'll say, I don't know if anybody was better than you at UTEP ever as a quarterback, and then you had a few chances at the NFL. When did you know that football was over for you?
Well, it was kind of crazy how it happened. So, I really felt like when I got released from the Colts, I felt like I still had the ability to play. I felt like at the time I was still very good and confident knowing that I could compete in the NFL level. And I had a few workouts. I worked out for the Texans, I worked out for the Jets, and worked out for the Raiders, but ended up not getting signed by any of those guys. And so I kept working out. I kept sticking to it, thinking something was going to come up. And then my agent at the time, which I did not realize, had cancer, and he was really fighting cancer and ended up dying very quickly of it. And after that happened, I ended up not signing anyone else to represent me, and I kind of accepted that I hadn't been picked up at all, and for whatever reason, I had a feeling that life needed to move on at that point, even though I knew I could still play, and if I would have got to get a call, I'd be ready to rock. Touchdown. Trinity Trojan.
That's it. Another touchdown for the Trinity Trojans here with 2:51.
Maybe to get you up here doing some of this announcing,
Maybe
man.
so. Maybe so. Here in the second quarter of play.
Yeah.
2:51 remaining, and the special teams come on there as who we got down
that was
there?
Nathan Young that snuck by everybody on that one.
All right.
I believe.
Number 36, Nathan Young, taking the football in for another Trinity Trojan touchdown. We got a little bit of difference.
No. That was 26. That was our
26?
freshman.
Okay.
We got a freshman up here playing. That didn't
Ethan
happen very
Williams?
often.
Good.
All right.
Dimitri was the only one that got moved up to varsity as a freshman.
Well, we were just talking. Number 6 on the defense, Naimose, is a fourth-year starter for Trinity's defense.
Wow.
Just doesn't happen very often, and you can relate to that. It's hard. Before you, we didn't play a lot of junior quarterbacks in Trinity. I mean, it was always the next senior up.
The next senior in line.
I'll just go ahead and tell you, Ethan's got a really good chance to start at quarterback for him next year. May kind of put some pressure on that record.
Some of the stuff I did.
Well, at least the wins.
Yeah.
I hope he does. But
back to finish on my career, at the time that happened, and I wasn't getting signed by anybody, and I kind of accepted the fact, like, okay, if this is the end, I'm going to accept it and move on. And if anything comes up, I'm totally open for it. I was still ready. But then, life moved on, and I learned to be a fan of the game. And everyone asked me, well, why don't you be a coach? Why don't you be a coach? Why don't you be a coach? Well, for the first 3 or 4 years when I was done playing, it was so hard for me to accept that I wasn't playing, and I didn't want to go coach because it would just really irritate me knowing that I should still be doing this.
You needed to get away from it for a minute.
I got away and learned how to be a fan of the game and see it from a different side, for a different perspective than what I had seen for so many years. But I look back on memories, and it was such a great career that I had that
Amen.
There's no complaints on my end at all.
Do you ever get the bug thinking, hey, I might want to do this coaching thing sometime?
I do. And I do coach. I coach a few kids out in El Paso, just individual quarterbacks. Instead of coaching an organized group of kids, I coach individual kids, trying to help and really focus on the quarterback position. And I think that I've done well. The guys that I've been able to develop and see when they first came to me and kind of where they're at now, it's been really special. And I think that's the way coaching that I can make a big impact. Do I feel like I have the offensive mind to be an offensive coordinator? Absolutely. It'd be really, really cool. But I don't know. I don't think that I have the dedication to go in to be a coach that I wouldn't want to be 80% coach and not all the way 100%.
Right. I understand that. Well, I think you'd be a great one. We talk about Ollie Damon and his ability to make people smile.
Right.
This may be the original. Trevor just had a way. He was beaming all the time,
Right.
and
Warm personality for sure.
just fun, just a fun person. Even when things were going crappy, you always kind of had a smile on your face.
Find a way to
I don't know
make
if it's a
somebody laugh.
smile or a smirk. I don't know which way that was.
Either way, try and make other people smile. I
Well,
feel like warm, infectious smiles really creates good energy, and that energy radiates, and that's what I like to be around.
Well, you've done it for a long, long time. It's great to see you, by the way. It's super to have you up here.
It was special whenever I found out from Mr. Fuller about you guys doing this live deal. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. At least I'll be able to keep up and watch the games from afar. And I try, I go and watch high school football games in El Paso, and it is not the same. There's no competition. As far as what I came through in Trinity and so how Trinity does so well, all I go out there and do is get upset, and I talk about, man, you guys wouldn't have a chance against my high school. You wouldn't have a chance against my high school.
They wouldn't have a chance.
Yeah, they wouldn't have a chance. But it was cool to know that you guys had this live feed going on, so I'll be able to keep up with it in the future. And when I was asked to be able to come up here, I was like, oh yeah, definitely.
Did you get a chance to talk to Coach Jensen today?
I did. He was the last guy that I was able to make it to. I'd be able to see the faculty, see all the familiar faces I was trying to see during the pep rally and everything. But being able to make it over with Coach Jensen, who really helped me develop the beginning of my quarterback talent, we'll always have a special bond.
Well, good defense, nice, well-defended play right there. We got a lot of guys that, what do we used to call it? The Storm is in, it looks like right now. Chain Gang Storm, remember all those names?
Yeah.
We still have them. They still call them that. Same old names.
Nice.
Some things never
change
change.
the terminology. Keep it the same. Keep it consistent.
I bet you could go down there and listen to the play calls pretty quick. You go, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. It hadn't changed very much.
Plays from back in the day, and you guys will probably know what it is. Maybe the numbers might be different on play actions or whatever, but
They've changed some of the way that we call the play action to keep you in the pocket or not. But the plays are pretty close to the same. Not a whole lot of change. But 42. Okay. All right, Coach. I'm going to ask you a coach question.
all right, let's go.
Start of the second half. Do you let your starters come out and start the second half?
I would. I've always thought to come out and really set a statement to start the second half and see where it goes from there. Obviously, in situations like this, you don't just want to go blow out a team and continue blowing out a team, sportsmanship rule, right? But,
Yeah.
But I like the idea of really coming out, starting the second half with your starters, really set a statement that we're still here to play to finish the game and then get the backups.
And we were talking about it earlier. I just think from my coaching experience, remembering what it feels like to go through a half and have to sit down for 28 minutes and then get yourself back up and come back out and start that second half with the same intensity that you had in the first half. I just think that's real important. I don't see tonight us doing that. But
probably not.
Everybody talks about risk of injury and all those different things. There's a risk of injury every time you're going to play. So you just can't really worry about that, and that's never in the mind of a player. All the way back to when I played,
Right.
leather helmets and all that
The
stuff.
younger guys and the guys that aren't really getting as many reps are getting in and getting opportunities to make plays. And I think you grow and develop more during games, even if you get a couple plays versus practicing every day against your boys, So
Right.
it's a great opportunity for growth and development. And I don't know how long I'm going to be on this mic, but I think it's pretty cool that you guys do this live feed and have the play-by-play going. I'll go ahead and throw it out there. So for the last 4 years, I've been doing ESPN analyst stuff for all the UTEP home games. So
fun.
on any of the UTEP home games, ESPN3, you'll catch me doing that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
You're pretty smooth in front of the mic there,
Yeah.
dude. You kind of
I
handle
don't
this.
shy
from-
away from it, that's for sure. Easy to have a conversation. It's just there
That's
in
it.
front of you.
Yeah.
Your personality fits that microphone pretty good.
So the Trojans with the football here in the last minute of the first half of play.
What a great ball.
Bartholomew takes a snap, drops back, finds number 19 across the middle of the field. He's going to advance that ball deep into Ranger territory. That's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Trojans from the Ranger 23-yard line.
From Trinity's standpoint, you haven't been able to follow him. Cade Bartholomew is the offensive coordinator's son. When he got to us as a 9th grader, I think he's about 5'4" and may have weighed 95 pounds. He's up to about 6'1", 175, and didn't know exactly how he had fit in this year.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some injuries to the starting tailback, so Ollie's kind of moved back to tailback some, and he's just done a great job. Throws a really pretty ball. Just does a very nice job running the team.
Well, I was really surprised. I know it was the second play of offense. I was down there in the corner of the end zone watching, and if I looked away, I would have missed it. But that first pass was beautiful, and there's been a few others tonight. He's been right on point.
He's been right on point. Just does a great job. Very, very fun to watch.
So Bartholomew's pass falls incomplete for the Trojans. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for Trinity from the Ranger 18-yard line. 14 seconds remaining here in the first half of play at Pennington Field. Homecoming 2021. You're listening to Coach Jay and Trevor Vitito here in the booth for homecoming, and we are so glad he's here. Bartholomew takes the snap again, looking for number 7.
Boy, as a quarterback, Trevor, that just wears you out, doesn't it?
Oh, those are tough.
That hurts your stats.
For me, we get back in that huddle. That's for sure.
That hurts your stats bad.
I did get an earful, but I'd let them know I'm going to come back to you. They got,
golly, right on. That was a great ball.
You don't see that very often about Mr. Black.
No,
Mr. Black's usually really
Jaquan
good.
has not put him on the ground very often. I think he was shocked at just how good that pass was.
That was really good. I didn't even think he was throwing it to him. I thought he was throwing it to number 3.
I thought it was the inside receiver. I did too. I thought he missed it, but that was the right read.
So 10 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. 3rd and 10 here for the Trojans. Twins to the far side. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap. They fakes the give. He's looking again across. He finds the receiver. That one's going to be pulled in. He's going to lean. It's going to be another Trojan touchdown.
Came right back to the same play.
That was a really good play.
Again, really good ball. I tell you what I really liked about that is he made that fake and he kind of slid up a little bit in the pocket, created some space.
Just good pocket presence.
Really, really nice job.
Really comfortable.
Hey, did you see that? I think that was 6 passes on that drive. That's more than you got to ever throw in a half.
Yeah, that's about my full game amount of passes I would have. But I didn't complain, though.
No, you never did.
Blowing teams out, so it was special. I had one of my buddies, my roommate from college, actually came to the game with me. Him and his wife, they live here in Dallas, and I told him I was in town. I'm gonna go to the game. Come to the game with me. So they came, and when we show up, the first thing I said, I was like, hold on, let me show you how official my team was. And I had to go take him and show him the plaque downstairs with the
there you go.
state championship.
There you go.
There you go.
First time over here, let me show you what really we did while we were here.
There
Then
you
we're looking
go.
at the scores and going down the scores of that team. Man, we blew some people up.
Man,
we
this,
scored a lot of points.
This is my son Jake that's right next to you. Jake and I, we went through all the scores. He just gets interested and look at all the numbers and how good we were. That team was really, really good.
We scored a lot of points.
Yeah, and
it's really crazy when you look back at it, how many points we put up.
Dimitri is over 3,000 yards that year
Well,
rushing.
and then the other thing that it doesn't show the stats as far as on there. It shows you the score, but it doesn't show you how much we sat out of all those games because we were blowing so many people out.
Golly.
So the starters weren't even playing in many of those second halves.
Oh, I know.
It's just like we were talking about. We'd come out, start the second half, and then we'd be out the rest of the game, and our backups are in and still doing well, but it doesn't show that.
If you remember, Laderick was Dimitri's backup, and I think Laderick was over 1,500 yards as well. He was a special running back, and that's why I say
over 4,500 yards that year.
That best tandem. I mean, the quarterback fullback tailback's the best Trinity's ever had. I don't know that they can. It'll be hard to match it.
It'll be hard to outdo it.
Y'all were really, really good.
It was really special that senior year. That was really special.
And a pretty good offensive line too.
Oh yeah, I didn't complain. They done that article, that I don't know, the average size of our offensive line was bigger than like 6 or 7 NFL teams that year, which was pretty insane when you think about it for a high school squad lineup.
Right. Good players there too.
So with that kickoff, that is going to end our first half of play here at Pennington Field for 2021 homecoming, as both teams will now retire to their locker rooms, and our bands from both high schools will take to the field along with their special dance team, I believe beginning with Chisholm Trail. And so at this time, we're going to step away from the mics, and Trevor?
Man, we love having you up here.
Thanks for having me.
That's
it was special.
awesome.
I'm glad you guys invited me. I wouldn't have missed it. Not here all the time, so I'll take an opportunity when I get
Hey, next time you're back in town, come on up.
That's
Hey,
it.
Trojans all day.
You can have this.
I'll let everybody know.
You can take mine. I think you could do this pretty easy.
I think I'll be all right. Y'all check me out on ESPN3. I'll be there.
Okay,
You
that
have home
sounds
games,
good.
I'll be there.
Good
Actually,
deal.
don't tell anyone. I know this is on the air, but I came home this weekend and didn't call the game.
All right.
Homecoming. That a boy.
That's it.
That's awesome.
That's it.
They are.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we.
First 5-1 start for UTEP since I was.
I know it.
Oh, there you go. All right. Little UTEP football. UTEP
Awesome.
football. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back after our halftime festivities. But as Chisholm Trail takes the field at this time, we want to move into another segment, a very special segment. that we have for you for this homecoming 2021. This segment is going to feature our Meet the Coach. On this feature this week, we are going to highlight the Trinity Trojan assistant coaching staff. And so at this point in time, we would like to sit back and enjoy this segment of Meet the Coach. Well, hello, football fans, and welcome to Trinity Sports Network and a halftime special segment featuring the Trinity Trojan assistant coaching staff for the 2021 halftime homecoming festivities. This week, our Trinity Sports Network team continues this special segment entitled Meet the Coach, where this week we're going to introduce all the members of our Trojan coaching staff and introduce them to our fans. So stay tuned for this week's series featuring the assistant coaches.
I'm Dave Everett. I'm graduated from TCU. I coach defensive ends. I like to kayak and fish.
Damian Norris, went to Eastern New Mexico University. I coach running backs and special teams, and during my free time I enjoy going fishing and playing golf.
All right, my name is Christopher Wright. I went to New Mexico State and New Mexico Highlands University. I coach linebackers, and my favorite pastime is spending time with my family.
Mitch Pruitt, went to Baylor University. I coached the secondary, corner specifically. Most enjoyable thing or pastime is probably hanging out, watching football, play with my kids, just enjoy life at the house.
Okay, my name is David Ryan. The college that I attended was Texas A&M. My favorite pastime is hunting and fishing, and I coach offensive line and tight ends.
Hello, my name is Donald Tryon. I attended East Texas State University. On my free time, I like to listen to music and watch television. I am the defensive coordinator for the Trinity Trojans defense. And I coach the inside linebackers for the Trinity Trojans defense.
Okay, I'm Jason Dibble. I went to Texas Tech University. Get your guns up. I coach the receivers, and I am the special teams coordinator with Coach Norris. And then my favorite pastime and activity, I'm trying to fix my house up. Of course, I'm the one who tore it up, and so my wife would really appreciate it if I get back home and fix it up.
I'm Bobby Parsons. I went to college at Midwestern State University. I coach the defensive line, and in my free time, I like to golf, and I'm the youngest coach on staff.
Hello, my name is Lamar Kirk. I went to Texas Wesleyan University, and then I got my master's degree from Lamar University in Beaumont. I coach the offensive line, better known as the Hogs, and things I like to do, or I like to go fishing and play golf and just spend time, the extra time that I have with my family.
Okay, Coach Rodney Bartholomew, Northeast Louisiana University, now known as University of Louisiana Monroe. Coach quarterbacks and offensive coordinator. I enjoy hunting, fishing, and golfing.
Okay, you start talking to the camera.
Okay.
Just pretend I'm not here laughing at you.
So it's rolling right now? All right, here we go. All right. I can't do it.
So thank you to all of our football fans for joining us for this special homecoming halftime segment featuring the assistant coaching staff for the Trojans of Trinity High. Now sit back and enjoy the conclusion of our game broadcast as we prepare for the second half kickoff between the Rangers of Chisholm Trail High and your Trojans of Trinity High School. So football fans, we welcome you back after that special segment of Meet the Coach featuring all of our assistant coaches. A big shout out to our last assistant coach there on the reel, Coach Will Everett. Coach Everett is our Team Santa Claus for the Trojans, and you can come visit him anytime during the holiday season and give him your wish list for what you'd like Santa to bring you during that special time of year. So shout out to our assistant coaches here on staff for the Trinity Trojans for everything that they do. So at this point in time, as we're gathering more first half stats for you, we'll be back to present those prior to the kickoff of second half. We're going to turn it over and allow you to view some of the spectacular performances by both bands and dance teams here on Pennington Field's turf this evening.
Mackenzie Sutton, Josh Bridges, and Andy Portales. Tonight, the Ranger Regiment will present their 2021 production titled The Hidden Light. The show features clarinet soloists Julian Garcia, Adam Rayero, and Rylan Ivy, flute soloist Olivia Little, and bass clarinet soloist Jeanette Jimenez. Ranger Regiment, you may now take the field for tonight's halftime performance. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021 Ranger Regiment Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Derek Doyle, Emily Rivers, Ryan Miller, and Emilio Plow. Percussion director is Ryan Miller, assisted by Jake Betts, Nathan Siegel, and Eric Fletcher. Color guard director is Molly William, assisted by Nathaniel Esperanza. Visual techs are Raphael Williams and Aubrey Bull.
Hello, football fans, and welcome back to Pennington Field for the 2021 homecoming halftime festivities. We're going to pause at this moment and allow you, while we're in transition with the two bands, to take a look at the first half statistics. Coach Jay?
Well, it's as lopsided as the score is. First downs, Trinity has 15 so far. Chisholm Trail has 4, but just kind of keep this in mind. Trinity has 15 first downs. They have 435 yards. So I'd say they're big playing them pretty good right now.
Right.
Chisholm Trail's been held to 59. So, again, we're getting a really, really good performance by the defense. Throwing the ball, Trinity is 3 for 7 and 2 drops. So they could just as easily be 5 for 7 with a lot more yards than we have right now.
Right.
Have 135 yards passing. Chisholm Trail is 4 for 14 with 41 yards passing. Trinity has run the ball 20 times for 300 yards, and Chisholm Trail has run the ball 17 times for 18 yards. So the same run defense that we saw last week, we're seeing again tonight. Trinity has 2 penalties for 20 yards plus an offsetting. You know, that always makes everybody quit acting bad.
Right.
Passing, Cade Bartholomew is 3 for 7 and on point. I mean, he could just as easily be 5 for 7 with over 200 yards right now.
Right.
But he does have 2 touchdowns passing. Ollie Gordon has 5 rushes for 125 yards. There's that 25-yard average. We were talking about that before.
Yes, we were.
2 touchdowns. Ethan Williams has 6 for 95. Keyshawn Berry has 7 for 63. Manny Perez has 1 for 19 and a touchdown. So it's pretty dominant. Now, the second half coming out, coaches are in there right now talking about let's not be sloppy, no penalties. Let's make sure we go out there and finish this thing up strong.
Right.
They're really right now pulling all their guys that don't normally get a lot of reps over. They're setting them down. They're talking about the plays that they're going to be running, making sure they have the right personnel ready to go in the game. They're doing a lot of coaching in preparation of who's going to be on the field. Coach Bartholomew right now is narrowing the game plan because there's a lot of things that you're able to do with that first group that you just can't do with that next group.
Right.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Ethan Williams in getting some snaps at quarterback and or tailback.
Okay.
Be kind of interesting to see what they do with him. So we'll probably see some younger players playing in the second half. I don't know if we'll continue the dominance as far as what the stats look like.
Right.
But just know 49 could easily be 98 if we wanted it to in the second half.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to ask you to direct your attention back to the field of play here at Pennington, where you will see the award-winning Trinity Troyans taking the turf. So we're going to put our mics back down and allow you to listen in.
Photography and condition live. The 2021-2022 Trojan Dance Officers are Senior Lieutenant Nevaeh Carden, Senior Lieutenant Chloe Jones, First Lieutenant Grace Grimes, and your captain, Miss Emily Espinoza. The 2021-2022 Social Officers are Social President Taylor English, Social Vice President Christian Wash, and the Secretary Elizabeth Tomaloju. Spirit Girl of the Week is Hope Burris. Troyan of the Week is Allison Calgrove. Officer of the Week is Grace Grimes. Now we invite you to sit back and enjoy as the Troyans perform a high-energy field palm to Proud Mary. Ladies and gentlemen, the award-winning Trinity Trojans. Trojans under the direction of Miss Leanna Hawkins. The Trojans Assistant Director is Julia Ryan. Trojans Booster Board President is Gina English. Special thanks to Manager Jasky Smith, the Trojan, Kelly Wood, Marcelo Sanchez Ryan, and Danny Kors. Trojans would like to acknowledge all Trojan alumni present here tonight. Once a Trojan, always a Trojan. Now entering the field for your continued halftime enjoyment, please welcome the Trinity Trojan Marching Band. The Trinity Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Mario Casanova, Daniel Cuevas, and Manny Flores. The student teacher is Mary Collier. Color guard instructor is Austin Horton. Assistant color guard instructor is Elizabeth Rawson. Assistant percussion instructor is J.R. Alberto. The sound technician is Jay Hogue. Marching technician is Kainalu Garcia. Drum majors for the band are Sophie Hawkins, Nicholas King, Zoe Bignali, and Patrick Belleville. Section of the week is the trumpet section. Band student of the week is Annalise Guerin. For your enjoyment tonight, the band will perform parts of their 2021 fall marching show, Converge. Music selections include Luminous and Unstoppable by Alexandra Dmitrievich, Converge by Stephen Vento, Life After Death by John Lund, and Escapade by Jack Stamp. Float soloist is Daniel Gamble. Bassoon soloist is Paloma Magana. The English horn solo is Nicholas King. Now we invite you to sit back and enjoy the sounds of Converge. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for the Trinity Trojan Marching Band. The Trinity Band is sponsored by Wheeler's Ice Pressure, Chicken Express, My Credit Union, Trinity Shine Car Wash, Gateway and Society Coffee, Doubt It, Mid-Cities Dialysis Center. The Trinity Band would like to wish the Chisholm Trail Marching Band a great marching season.
Well, hello, football fans, and welcome back. That was halftime of Homecoming 2021 here at Pennington Field. We're glad to be back with you as we get ready for the kickoff of the second half. And as we do so, we'll give you a few updates right now. At halftime, I'm showing Haltom over Pascal 24-7. Of course, here at Pennington Field, the Trojans leading the Rangers by 49. We've got the Kangaroos of Weatherford leading the Pioneers of Boswell 28-15. And then I believe down in the Crowley area, we've got North Crowley over LD Bell 20-0. So the latest updates on district action here as we prepare to begin the second half of play. And as we pause, both teams now returning to the field of competition, we welcome back the Trojans of Trinity High School. As we prepare for the second half, I'd like to very quickly run you through this upcoming week's Week at a Glance, October 16th to the 22nd. In girls volleyball on Tuesday, October 19th. The girls volleyball teams will continue in district action by hosting our crosstown rivals, the Blue Raiders of LD Bell. This will be done in Trinity's main gymnasium. Tip-off times will be JV at 5:30 and the varsity at 6:30. And then the girls volleyball teams will travel to Weatherford on Friday, next Friday the 22nd, to compete against the Kangaroos of Weatherford High. Tip-off times, again, JV 5:30, varsity 6:30. So best of luck to coaches Mia Lange, Zuelo Adam, T. Lange, and all of the volleyball players in competition. Then in men and ladies golf, the men and ladies junior varsity golf teams will travel to Country View Golf Course, that's in Lancaster, to tee off in the Waxahachie Tournament on Monday, October 18th. Tee-off time will be 8 a.m. Later in the week, the men's and ladies varsity golf teams travel to the Hidden Creek Golf Course as they will tee off in the Burleson Centennial Tournament on Wednesday, October 20th. Tee time will be 8 a.m. So best of luck to Coach Barry Fuller and all of our golf players in competition.
Damon, did you say somebody's playing at Country View?
Country View down in Lancaster.
Have you ever played that course?
I have not played there.
You have to be a dart thrower. Every green is elevated. It's the most miserable course of all time.
And this is our junior varsity teams playing there.
You can't roll a ball on. It has to be landed on and hope it stays on. And if it rolls off, it rolls into danger. It's not a fun course.
More than best of luck to them.
Oh my heavens!
Our men's and ladies tennis have completed their fall season. And our men's and ladies cross country have also completed their 2021 season. In men's and ladies swimming, men's and ladies varsity swim will travel to the Keller Natatorium for diving and swimming action next Friday, October 22nd. Start time will be 11 a.m. So as we return to the field of play, the Rangers kick off to the Trojans. It's fielded. It's up the middle of the field. He's to the 30, the 40. He's now to the midfield stripe. He cuts back to the right. In behind one block. Now two block. Now he's down to the Rangers 30. Going to the 20, and he's finally going to be knocked out of bounds down near the Rangers' 17-yard line.
That was our freshman, Ethan. Got a nice run on that. It opened up very wide. He did a really good job, found his blockers. Ethan Williams continues to impress.
So the Trojans will take over their first possession of play here in the second half. It's going to be 1st and 10 Trojans at the Ranger 18-yard line.
Trying to see who's in offensively. It looks like we've got the we got a good mix of who's playing right now. I think I still see some of the quick side starters, but not necessarily on the strong side. So
as the Trojans break the offensive huddle, Cade Bartholomew under center, lone back, splits to each side, takes the snap, hands it off to the running back in behind a Nice line, good push. Gain of about 5 on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Trojans from the Rangers' 13-yard line.
Cameron Anderson running with a little bit of energy.
And an official timeout on the turf as the Rangers have a player down. So with that timeout, I'd like to go ahead. First of all, let me apologize to the players and parents in this next segment featuring our senior spotlights, as we had an opportunity to feature one of our alumnus and a former player, outstanding young man, Trevor Vitito. Would like to do a shout out to Trevor, say thank you for stopping by our booth and spending quality time with our broadcasting team. But our second quarter offensive senior spotlight is sponsored by our athletic training program under the leadership of Doc Brunette and Doc Hughes. This offensive spotlight features Sam Bearden, number 81, a 6-foot, 164-pound tight end. When talking with Sam about his plans following graduation, he said he desires to attend either Texas A&M or the University of Oklahoma to major in computer engineering, where he plans to pursue a career in the design of computer hardware. So best of luck to Sam, but not only tonight and through senior competition, but also in his collegiate career and life pursuit in computers. So as we return to the field of play, the Trojans putting the ball on the turf. I believe that's been recovered by the Rangers.
Yeah, trying to get some touches to some different kids, get them the ball, and ball security sometimes an issue with that. It's pretty disappointing. You just don't want to see those kind of mistakes. Trying to, you got kids that have been working real hard all year, and you want to get them a touch, and then they put it on the ground. Just not necessarily what you need to see.
So the Rangers, twins to the near side. The ball on the turf. It's a fumble, but it will be recovered by the Rangers quarterback. Going to be a loss of 10 on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 20 for the Rangers from their own 6-yard line.
Trayvon Jones closed on that really quickly. Has a nice job coming off the edge. I think he saw visions of touchdown. That would have been something for a D lineman to go ahead and get that touchdown.
Find that football. Almost like sugar plums dancing in your head.
No kidding. The number 23 went out a minute ago. I think he also gets a lot of offensive reps. So that's for Chisholm Trail. So they may be down a guy offensively.
So the Rangers with split receivers take the snap, hand it off to the running back. He looks like he's going to advance the ball back up, gain about 12 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Rangers from their own 18-yard line.
A lot of players getting an opportunity right now for Trinity. Chance to get some reps, chance to perform a little bit, get some quality time in a third quarter game, see how they perform.
So a big defensive opportunity here for the young men on the turf. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Rangers from their own 18. Twins to the near side, split far. 2 backs, shotgun formation. Here's the snap by the Rangers. It's low. He looks. The throw pass to the near side going to fall incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th and long for the Rangers. It looks that their special teams will come on.
Had a similar play in the first quarter. Had the same open, had some green grass, and I think the quarterback sees a lot of black shirts running at him really fast and gets in a little bit of a hurry, overthrew that. Similar play from the first quarter.
So the Rangers in punt formation. The Trojans, I believe that's number 14. Back deep for the Trojans, standing near their 46-yard line. Here's the punt.
Might have got a piece of it.
That ball is going to bounce at the Ranger 42-yard line. Takes the Rangers' bounce, continues to roll, and it will finally be blown dead by the officiating crew. And this will bring up the Trojans' second possession of play. Here in the second half, it'll be 1st and 10 Trojans from their own 41-yard line.
It'd have been fun if Alton would have got that. Alton Davis was number 14 deep. He can scoot a little bit. Track athlete for Trinity, did a really nice job all last year. That would have been kind of interesting. See who we have in the backfield with us right now.
So the Trojans break in the offensive huddle. I formation, twins near side. Bartholomew under center, takes a snap, hands it off to the tailback. He's over the right guard. He's going to advance the ball out near the midfield line. It's going to be a gain of 9 on the play for the Trojans. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 from the midfield stripe.
Running backs are doing a really good job staying up in the hole. Coach Norris has done a really nice job getting those guys to understand it's got to stay in the hole till you're up to second level, following those blockers. So you can see they've been pretty well coached.
Split receiver each way, I formation. Bartholomew with the snap. Takes, drops back, gives it to the tailback. Still on his feet, advancing the ball across the 40. Now it finally be pulled down near the Rangers' 35-yard line. And that'll be sufficient enough yardage for a Trojan first down.
That was Javion Isaac on that run. I think Javion may be up from the junior varsity's new addition to the roster. 6'1", 6'2", about 215 pounds. He's a load. Good, strong run.
First and 10, Trojans from the Ranger 35. Split receivers each way. Breaking the offensive huddle, lone back. Bartholomew under center with the snap, man in motion. He gives to the man in motion. He's around the far side, lots of grass, bouncing to the outside, across the 30. And he's finally brought down near the Ranger 28-yard line.
That was a play we tried to run a minute ago, put it on the ground. That was not much better. That was a nice job, execution. I'm glad they came back to it, got him a touch.
Gain of 8 on the play for the Trojans. That's going to bring up gain of 7. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Trojans from the Ranger 28-yard line.
Cade may be in the whole night. Trinity's not real deep at quarterback. They're not going to bring Ollie Gordon in to take snaps under center, and their third quarterback's not comfortable yet taking snaps under center. So,
I formation. Bartholomew hands the ball off. I believe it's loose and on the turf. And it looks like it's possibly going to be recovered by the Rangers. We're waiting for the official.
Yep.
And, that ball was high. I don't believe it was tight, and comes out and lands on the turf, and it's recovered by the Rangers.
Yeah, that's one of those things that's going to be fixed. Again, hadn't gotten a lot of snaps this first week up with the varsity. I'm sure that's something that'll be worked on this next week.
So this is going to bring up the Rangers' second possession of play here in the second half. Twins split both directions, shotgun lone back in the backfield. And as they run their play, let me go ahead and do the second quarter defensive senior spotlight for the Trojans. This second quarter defensive spotlight as the defense intercepts the pass.
That was Alton.
Yeah.
And he almost ran by somebody, so there you go.
This second quarter defensive senior spotlight is sponsored by our volleyball team, coached by Mia Lange, Zuelo Adam, and T. Lange. This defensive spotlight features Jaden Allen, number 56, a 5'9", 220-pound outside linebacker. When talking with Jaden regarding his plans following graduation, he desires to attend the University of Oregon to continue pursuing his play in football, and he would like to major in video production with a focus in computer gaming. So best of luck to Jaden through the rest of this senior season, his senior year, and through his collegiate years and career through life in the area of computers. So the Trojans, with their third possession already here in the second half, take the snap, hand the ball off.
That's Cameron Anderson on that run. That was a very, very impressive run for a yard, but he got flipped up early, came down on his, put a hand down, came back with balance, almost got in.
So a 2nd and goal for the Trojans from the Ranger 5-yard line. They break the offensive huddle. I formation, split receiver far side. Here's the snap. It's a give to the fullback. He powers to the 4, looks like maybe down to the 3-yard line. And so that's going to bring up a 3rd and goal for the Trojans from just inside the Rangers 3.
It's Brenton Garcia on the carry that time. Brenton hadn't got a lot of reps running trap.
So the Trojans knocking on the door once again here, down on the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal. They break the offensive huddle. Split receiver far side. I formation. Bartholomew takes a snap, hands it off to the tailback, and he's going to be hit and dropped for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 5, actually 4th and goal for the Trojans from the Ranger 5-yard line.
See if we throw a quick screen out to Jaquan. No, Jaquan's in at quarterback.
So Twins to the far side. Number 7, Jaquan Black, quarterbacking here for the Trojans.
We're going to run
Here's the
bash with
snap.
Jaquan.
He calls his own number. He's down to about inside the 2, where he's going to be brought down, and the ball will go over on down to the Rangers. Oh, and a post-play flag flying down near the 1.
I don't think it was us.
32, Danny Simmons making a stop.
So here's the call by the official.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 9. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct being charged to the Rangers. They'll mark off half the distance to the goal, which in this case is half a yard.
Hey, if you're going to not be sporty, doing it when you're on your own one's the time.
That's it. So the Rangers are going to take over their 3rd possession of play here in the second half. 1st and 10, Rangers from their own half-yard line. Twins to the near side. 2-back set. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap. It's a give. He's over the right side. He's hit by that defensive front. He's going to gain about a yard on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for the Rangers from their own 2-yard line.
It's been a little sloppy.
We'll blame that on you.
My fault. Oh, on youth? I thought you said on me.
No,
I was trying to figure out what I'd done.
No, youth. Youth. So the Rangers break the offensive huddle. Twins to each side. Shotgun formation with a lone back.
See if they're going to throw it.
The Trojans working in lots of young people here on the defensive front. Indication by the officiating crew it's going to be a timeout charged to the Rangers. So with that, let's do a 3rd quarter senior spotlight. This 3rd quarter offensive senior spotlight is sponsored by our golf team, coached by Coach Barry Fuller. This offensive spotlight features Caleb Smith, number 74, a 6'2", 328-pound right guard. When talking with Caleb stated that he desires to attend Virginia Tech, where he would like to major in computer science and eventually pursue owning his own computer business. So best of luck to Caleb through his senior season, the remainder of his senior year, as he pursues his college career at Virginia Tech, and then later owning his own computer business. So as we return to the field of play following the Ranger timeout, 2nd and 9 for the Rangers from their own 2-yard line. 4:17 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Trojans up by 49. Twins to the near side, split receiver far, shotgun formation, the ball thrown up high. It's off the fingers and falling incomplete for the Rangers. So that bring up 3rd and 9 from their own 2. Sloppy, as you say, in regards to where we are, but not a bad defensive stand.
Not so far. They had a chance again behind us. Give props to Chisholm Trail for taking a chance out of their own end zone, throwing it down the field.
So a big 3rd down for our defense right here to get off the field and hopefully stump them deep in their own territory.
Looks like another pass possibly.
Twins each way, shotgun formation. He takes a snap, drops back, looking across the middle. He unloads. That ball falling incomplete as it looks the receiver tripped over some of the high grass here at Pennington Field.
I was just waiting for the flag. He got tripped up by one of the Trinity defensive backs going across, but it was just incidental, and that was good. So, I do appreciate the fact that for the most part these officials have kept their flags in their pocket all night.
Yeah, letting them play, letting the clock tick. We're down to 4 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. The special teams comes on for the Rangers, preparing to punt the ball away. The Trojans with a young man standing at the Ranger 35-yard line.
Okay, now they're short somebody.
Here's the snap. The punt out of the end zone. That ball is going to hit at the Ranger 37-yard line, and then it's going to roll out of bounds, and the Trojans will take over their 4th possession of play. Here in the second half, it'll be 1st and 10 Trojans from the Ranger 41-yard line. Pretty good defensive stance, and with that, let's do a senior spotlight here in the 3rd quarter. This 3rd quarter defensive spotlight is sponsored by our swim team, coached by Rich Campanero. This defensive spotlight features, believe it or not, I have a senior spotlight and no name.
Wow.
And there's a reason for that. 76 seniors, and last week I ran out of defenders.
Really?
All my personnel is all offensive related from here on out.
Really?
So on the 4th possession of play, the Trojans taking the snap, advance the ball 8, going to bring up a 2nd and 2 from the Ranger 33-yard line.
It sounds like if I was in the office, we'd be counting players. Defense and offense need to have about the same number.
Looking at my sheet, I have probably enough offensive players for each quarter for the next 2 games and no defensive players.
Huh.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh,
my goodness. And he caught it, and then he dropped it. Not the football, but the helmet.
Yeah, I don't know that he was expecting to catch that helmet. That was kind of weird. That kind of looked like a champagne bottle, just popped right off his head.
I mean, I was completely distracted by the helmet.
I was too. We did rush for the first down on that one.
We did gain sufficient enough yardage, that's for sure. So that's going to bring up a Trojan 1st and 10 at the Ranger 30-yard line, as a Ranger has to exit the field due to loss of headwear, which we saw being juggled near the offensive line and then finally dropped.
Which is why he's not a tight end.
Exactly. So the offense breaks the huddle. Twins near side I formation. Bartholomew under center. Here's the snap. He takes it, gives to the fullback, number 40, across over the left tackle, and he's going to advance the ball out 7. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Trojans.
I think that was Marlon Cabero, who you had highlighted earlier.
Yes,
nice run.
Yes. 2nd and 3 for the Trojans from the Rangers' 23-yard line. 2.5 remaining in the 3rd quarter here at Pennington Field. Homecoming 2021 will definitely bring about a victory for all the alumni, whether you're here in person or if you're listening and viewing our broadcast. Split receivers, I formation. Here's the snap. Bartholomew takes it, gives it to the tailback. He's over the 20, the 15, down to the 10, and he's going to scamper in for another Trojan touchdown.
And you know what the conversation will be when they get into the film room and start talking about that? Ball security crossing the goal line. That ball came out, he was holding it like a loaf of bread. I think that's the phrase we used to use.
We saw that one time, I believe, with the Cowboys.
Yeah, and they dropped it.
I believe that was Leon
I
Lett.
think so.
Isn't that the Leon Lett?
The Leon Lett fumble against Buffalo. Yes, I remember that.
Yes, yes. I'm sure he will, that will probably be brought up in film. So the special teams come on. The attempt is up, and it's good. And so the Trojans extend their lead over the Rangers, leading by 56.
That was Francisco Maldonado on that kick. Now, did you notice that Cade does not hold for that one? That was a different holder. You want to know why that works?
Different kicker?
Different kicker. When they go through practice every day, they have 2 guys kicking at the same time, 2 holders, 2 kickers. They're working back and forth, and you get used to the guy that's holding for you,
Right.
and so he has his own personal holder.
Okay. So 1:40 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Trojans making it happen with the ground game. Not a surprise.
Unfortunate that you can't throw much in the second half. It'd be nice to be able to continue to work on your passing game.
Right.
But in a game like this, it's frowned upon to throw the ball. And as we were talking about during the halftime, you and I off the air,
Right.
If I'm playing Trinity, I prefer that you throw the ball.
Throw the ball.
So
Give us a chance.
yeah, I don't want you running it down my throat all night.
No, no.
Now, the only thing about it is it does stop the clock. But
Sure. Sure. So number 65, Francisco Maldonado now kicking for the Trojans. Tees it up. His ball is up, end over end. It's going to be fielded by the Rangers down around their 8-yard line. They've got some grass on the far side over the 20 to the 25. He's going to advance the ball out across the 30-yard line. And the Rangers will take over their 4th possession of play here in the second half. Be 1st and 10. Rangers from their own 30-yard line.
I believe we'll see the Rangers starters all night, but again, that's not anything other than the fact they have 28, 29 kids suited up over there.
Right. So Twins to the near side, man in motion, split receiver to the far. Here's the snap. It's a give to the back. He's across the left tackle. Advances the ball across the 35, up near the 38-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play for the Rangers. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 from their own 38.
Brought down by 21, Denny Amani, along with the 49, Jordan Fleming.
Just a little over a minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play. 2nd and 2, the Rangers down by 56. Twins to the near side, offset formation, shotgun. Here's the snap. The quarterback calls his own number on the quarterback keeper around the right side. He's across the 40. Going to advance the ball out near the 43-yard line. That's going to be sufficient enough yardage for a Ranger first down.
Cantrell on the quarterback keeper around the right side. Brought down by 44, Momo Mamalongo.
I think they would probably like to take the quarter, but they're a second off. So they're going to have to snap it right here.
So 1st and 10, Rangers from their own 43-yard line. 13 seconds remaining on the clock. Trips to the near side, split receiver to the far. Quarterback looking to the far side. He's got a man. He pulls it in. He's down to the 20, and the Rangers will advance the ball down near the 15-yard line. As the clock expires here in the 3rd quarter of play, it'll be 1st and 10, Rangers from the Trojan 16-yard line.
They've been trying that all night. They've had some opportunities early in the game, had some opportunities. They finally got them one. Looks like they're trying to redress Alton down there. Looks like his shirt got pulled off. Did you notice tonight that we're not wearing the red?
We're not wearing the red. We're almost in all black.
This is the throwback uniform. It's thrown back all the way back to the days when I played. That's thrown way back. The UCLA stripe on the shoulder, that's kind of what it looked like. Only difference was we had white helmets. But like those.
We all had white helmets back then.
Yeah,
there were no color.
No, they were just white helmets.
Yeah. Most of them Rydell with the soft cheesecake.
Yeah. The helmets that we wore, they were so stinking heavy.
Yes.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Yes.
Everybody walked around football. They thought you had big old necks because you worked out all the time. It's because you had a helmet on your head all the time.
That's right. So as we resume play, the beginning of 4th quarter here at Pennington Field, the Trojans leading by 56, homecoming 20-21. Rangers with football, their 4th possession. Twins to the far side, split near. Audible being called at the line. Adjustment, shotgun formation. Here's the snap. It's a give to the back. He's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage and be brought down for a loss of 2 on the play.
Good penetration by the defensive tackle, number 43. That was a really nice job getting up underneath him. That would be Elijah Lewis. No way. Well, Elijah's playing up at linebacker, so I guess he's playing defensive end in that one. I think they call that the ninja position.
So they give him only a loss of 1 here. 2nd and 11 for the Rangers from the Trojan 17-yard line. Twins to each side, shotgun formation, single back. Here's the snap. He drops back, looking to the corner. He has a man, and that pass is just going to be out of reach, and it's going to fall incomplete for the Rangers.
Oh, they're going to call a penalty on us, I believe.
Yes, and then a late dead ball foul. So we'll wait for the officials to talk it over right here at the Trojan 20-yard line.
May not be us. No, I can't tell. They're looking our way.
Here's the call.
Following the play, that's all. Personal foul, number 8 and on the defense. That's half the distance to goal. First down.
Personal foul being charged to the Trojan defense, so they'll mark off half the distance to the goal. That'll be an automatic first down, if I'm not mistaken, and it'll be first and goal, Rangers.
As a coach, it's really frustrating. You're trying to get young men in the game, and then they're going to go get a silly penalty like that. It's very frustrating. Makes you not want to keep them in very long.
Twins to the far side, split receiver near, takes a snap. He's looking to the slot receiver. That pass is going to be behind and fall incomplete. That's going to bring up a second and goal for the Rangers.
Kyra, number 14, intended receiver. Davis, number 14, depending on the play.
A lot of the things that they do here, Coach Jay, they're not real successful with, but it is, in many ways, some things that we will see out of some playoff teams later on down the line offensively who will do these similar things very well.
Right. They're trying to attack the flats. That's something that last year, if you remember, we had a hard time defending, and sometimes this year those quick passes into the flat. Wow, I think he was past, I don't know what that call was. Oh, they had linemen downfield. And then we had a second penalty.
And then a dead ball penalty being thrown in there.
Whiz. They've done such a good job of keeping their rags in their pocket all night.
Right.
The defense is going to be, as we progress through the playoffs, and Trinity's going to get a tough test first game. Right now it's looking like it's a really good chance to be Keller High School, and Keller is playing some exceptional football. So there will be no cakewalk. They're going to have a tough road all the way through on this one.
Well, and you can bet that a team like Keller, after the many years that we spent in that district with them, and honestly there were games we pounded, whether we were here at the Pen or at their stadium, year after year. They play good football and would be looking for a little
redemption.
Yeah, redemption. That's a good word.
That's twice that the defense, this group of guys out here, has gotten unsportsmanlike penalties or plays after the play has happened, and you know that's a cultural thing.
Right.
That's something that they're cleaning up on the first group, but if it's bleeding down here, that's something that needs to be. That's a culture that we need to fix at Trinity High School.
Right. So first and goal for the Rangers from the Trojan 7-yard line. Here's the snap. He's looking to pass. He looks to the inside receiver, and that pass is caught. Touchdown, Rangers.
That stops an 11-quarter streak for the defense not giving up any points.
So the Rangers on the board here in the fourth quarter.
Except for the one North Crowley scored last week.
9:58 remaining in the game. Here's the point after attempt. The kick is up, and it's good. So with 9:58 remaining in the game here at Pennington Field, the Trojans 56, the Rangers 7.
That touch, Jake was quick to fix me on that. I just gave that touchdown last week to the referees. That was not a defense. The referees scored that one for them.
We had how many consecutive flags?
We had at least 2. The dude on our sideline didn't like us very much, and I don't think the coaches made him like us anymore.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, with that touchdown, let's pause and let's do our fourth quarter offensive senior spotlight. This fourth quarter offensive senior spotlight is sponsored by our men's and women's basketball teams, which are fixing to tip off in play in just a few weeks. The teams are under the leadership, the men under Coach Mark Valines and Brent Gillum, and the girls under coaches Doug Spoyer and Jenny McKinney. This offensive spotlight features Ruben Rueda, number 63, 5'7", 300-pound offensive lineman. When talking with Ruben about his plans following graduation, Ruben stated he desires to attend the University of North Texas. He is currently undecided regarding his major and future plans, but is looking forward to undertaking his college career.
Hey,
at UNT.
a normal senior high school student that hadn't made that decision yet.
Yeah.
That's typical.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
Nothing wrong with that. You have a few more months. So here's the kickoff by the Rangers. It's a short, stubby. That ball's going to land. It's going to be fielded by number 8 of the special teams. He's caught by the tail of the – that's why you tuck in your jersey, right, Coach Jay?
I think so.
He's going to be spun around there by the Rangers special teams, finally going to be brought down to the turf. And so this is going to bring up the 5th possession of play for the Trojans here in the second half. 1st and 10, Trojans from their own 27-yard line.
Need to have a good drive right here, use some clock, see if we can work it down. I see sophomore Jarvis Haimuli going in at the Z. Wish we could get him a ball. He's going to be an exciting player for us as we move forward.
Cade Bartholomew quarterbacking for the Trojans. Split receiver near side, I formation. There's the snap. It's a give to the tailback. He's still on his feet. He's going to be advancing the ball up across the 30, close to the 33, and flags on the play.
Maybe a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask.
Indication by the officiating crew is a personal foul, face mask being charged to the Ranger defense. So they'll mark off an additional 15 yards.
Cameron Anderson's been running really hard tonight. Gotten a chance. He's doing a really nice job.
He has not gone down easy.
Nope.
So it's going to be 1st and 10, Trojans from their own 47-yard line. 9.5 remaining in the game here at Pennington Field. I formation. Bartholomew under center, takes a snap, hands it off to the tailback. He's up to the middle, and he's going to advance the ball up and across the midfield stripe. Gain of 3 on the play, going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Trojans. Doing many times what folks have say the Trojans do best, 3.5 a pop, run that clock.
Yeah, right now that's kind of what we're looking for. We want to get out with no injuries, try to get some kids some snaps. Jaquan's back in at the quarterback spot. Going to run him up through. He's a big boy. Really good frame. Does a nice job carrying the ball.
And he's going to gain sufficient enough yardage for what will be another Trojan first down.
It's listed at 6'4", 211.
That is a big frame.
He is a mild young man. I see him all the time in the morning as we go down to check my mail. He's one of the aides first period. And
okay.
Just a very pleasant young man.
So 1st and 10, Trojans from the Ranger 43-yard line. Clock continuing to tick. Just a little over 8 minutes. I formation, twins to the near side. Here's the snap. Bartholomew hands it off to his back. He advances the ball across the 40. It's going to be a gain of 4 on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 from the Ranger 39-yard line.
That was a lead to the weak side. Probably got outside the hole just a little bit, but the tackle got pushed back kind of in his way, so I understand that. Still a good job getting upfield, got himself 4.
So the Trojans in no hurry here, just working the clock.
Remember, get a first down, it's 2 more minutes, so getting this first down would be good. Just work that clock on down.
I formation, split receiver each way. Here's the snap. Bartholomew takes it, hands it off to his tailback. He takes a bounce to the outside. Looks like he's going to lose about 3 on the play.
That and this is where you see the reps, the difference in the reps. That was one of the power plays that Trinity normally runs. Got a good kick out from the fullback, kicked the defensive end out, but the guard didn't get around and get up through that linebacker, forced the back to bounce outside. Just a repetition thing.
Right. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Trojans from the Ranger 41-yard line. 2 downs.
2 downs.
Head of the chains.
We'll be all right. Some
Not-
kind of counter right here, I think.
Lone back, Twins to the near side. Oh, the ball winding up on the turf.
That's a shame. That was set up. They had a chance.
Going to be recovered by Bartholomew. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 9 for the Trojans here from the Ranger 42-yard line.
See what we do. I doubt we pass. I think it'd be just fine to pass right here to try to keep possession. I think that would be just A-okay. We're in the gun. Got a chance.
Trips look to the near side. Lone back, shotgun. Here's the snap. Bartholomew drops back, looking for the slot receiver. That ball is going to be thrown short and in the turf. And so the ball will go over on down to the Rangers. This will bring up their 5th possession of play here in the second half.
First bad ball I've seen from Caden in about 3 weeks.
I think he just rushed it, don't you?
Just a little bit. And in a game like this, keeping your intensity is really, really hard.
Right.
No matter what the situation is, and he's been in the whole time and trying to keep that intensity up, and it's 56-7.
Right.
And without that total focus, sometimes those passes happen.
So 6 minutes remaining in the game here at Pennington Field. 1st and 10 for the Rangers. A trip look here to the near side.
They missed it again.
Yeah, the quarterback takes a snap, drops back, looking for a receiver coming across the middle of the field and just overthrows and falling incomplete for the Rangers. Wide open, good look, just can't make that connection.
He's not good at that little short thing out to the flat.
So with the pass falling incomplete, that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Rangers from their own 42. Twins to the near side, split receiver far, 2-back set, shotgun formation.
Looks like a pass. I think.
Here's the snap.
Nope.
A give to the back over the right guard. He's going to be hit around the 45, finally drops at the 46. That's going to be a gain of 4 on the play. Bring up 3rd and 6 for the Rangers from their own 46-yard line. Twins to the near side, split receiver far, 2-back set. Both man in motion. Here's the snap. It's a give on an end around, and he's finally going to cut up and finally be brought out of bounds by the Trojans. Gain of 3 on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th and 3 for the Rangers from their own 49-yard line.
Well, I'm sure they're going for it.
Clock continuing to tick. Just a little over 4 minutes to play here in the game. 4th and 3 Rangers from their own 49-yard line. Split receivers each way.
I think I'm running some kind of power to their lead running back, number 23. He's had a really nice night.
Here's the snap. Fakes the give. It's a quarterback keeper, and he's going nowhere. And so that ball will end up going over on down to the Trojans. This will bring up their 6th possession of play. Here in the second half, it's going to be 1st and 10. Trojans from the Ranger 47-yard line.
I believe the coaches outwitted themselves on that one for Chisholm Trail. 23's been pounding up in there really well, especially in the second half. Quarterback doesn't appear to like the concept of running, and contact might be something he doesn't really appreciate.
Right,
And,
yeah.
7-on-7 kind of quarterback, and they ran him.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Element of surprise.
So the Trojans take over on another offensive possession. Twins to the near side. Shotgun formation.
Oh, the freshman's in, Ethan's in.
The snap and the give to the running back. Going to advance the ball up near the Ranger 40-yard line. We'll call it the 41.
That'd be Manny Perez getting the ball from a tailback spot.
Gain of 6 on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Trojans from the Ranger 41-yard line. The clock ticking down to near 3 minutes.
second down. Trojans.
Okay, you have a freshman in there. They're kind of wanting to do their 4-minute drill, work the clock down. So Coach Jensen, who's sending in the plays, is working the 4-minute drill from the sideline, sending the play in a little bit late, slowing everything down. Let's see if we get Ethan a run right here.
Twins to the near side, shotgun formation, a give to the running back.
Good strong
He's across the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 for the Trojans from the Rangers, 39. Big play right here by the offense. Get this first down right here.
I think we get this first down, we can probably run it out. We have 2 to get it. I wouldn't be surprised if they run a quarterback counter right here and see if Ethan can pop one out the backside. Or they may go back to the exact same play they just ran, but let's see what we do on here.
Split receivers, 2-back set, shotgun formation. Here's the snap, a give to the running back. He's in behind a block across the 35. He's still on his feet. He's going to advance the ball down near the 30-yard line, and that's going to be sufficient enough yardage for another Trojan first down.
I think they probably run it out here if they wanted to. I don't see Chisholm Trail stopping the clock. Impressed by the way Manny Perez's run tonight. He's gotten some opportunities. Remember, he's came back to the team late. Hadn't played since his freshman year, but he's a really good player at Harwood. So good stuff from him.
Now at the Ranger 30-yard line, it's 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
I want to see Ethan get a carry. Let's see what he does.
1st and 10, Trojans from the Ranger 30-yard line.
Same play we just ran, I believe. Going to come back counter this way.
Minute and a half on the clock. A little juggle here by the Trojans. Got a little circus act going over across the left side. We advance the ball across the 30 down near the 28-yard line.
It's a good job keeping his head. You know, that could have been really bad. He kind of caught the ball and then didn't panic. He found out where there's a hole, slid up in there, made a positive play out of it. I like that. I like the composure that he's showing.
Gain of 2 on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 8. We continue possession. Clock ticking down to a minute. So they could possibly run it out right here on the next 3 downs.
I'm sure they will. And sometimes they wonder, why doesn't Trinity take a knee? Well, Trinity's trying to get some snaps and some handoffs to some of these guys that don't get a lot to play. Taking a knee doesn't help them very much.
So here's the snap by the Trojans. Give to the tailback.
That's a good tackle.
He was a nice job in behind that.
Good pull by the offensive line on that one. That was a good job.
Advances the ball down to the Ranger 23-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Trojans. 30 seconds remaining here on the clock at Pennington Field as we get ready to wrap up homecoming 2021.
This will be the last play. Let's see what they do.
Trojans breaking the offensive huddle, split receivers, 2-back formation, shotgun. Here's the snap. It's a give to the tailback. He's across the 20 down to the 15. That's going to be sufficient enough yardage for another Trojan first down as the last 5 seconds will tick off the clock. That'll be the conclusion of homecoming 2021 here at Pennington Field. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes as we will wrap up our broadcast and bring you our final stats for tonight's game. So football fans, we welcome you back here to our post game. And at this time, we want to direct your attention to our sidelines where the Trojans will take their position to perform their ceremonial sippy towel. So at this time, let's pause and we'll allow you to listen in as you view the Trojans of Trinity High School in their ceremonial sippy towel as they get yet another W in the win column here, homecoming 2021, with a final at Pennington Field. The Trojans 56 and the Rangers 7. So let's go to Coach Jay and some final statistics for tonight's game.
Didn't have a lot going on in the second half. Final first downs. Chisholm Trail had 8, Trinity had 22. Total yards, defense held them to 129. Remember, they had one big pass in that, so they would have been under 100 yards without that. Trinity finished up with 563. That's always good to hear the 500 number. Passing, Trinity had 135. It all came in the first half. Chisholm Trail had 89. Rushing the football, Chisholm Trail ended up with 40 yards on 25 attempts. Trinity had 428 yards rushing on 46 attempts. Penalties, still had some bad penalties late, and it really kind of hurts you when the guys that you're sending in trying to get some extra reps are going in there and getting penalties.
Right.
They had 4 for 37 is what's listed. Both teams had 2 turnovers. They counted, we were wondering how they would count David Longy's. They counted David's as an interception.
Okay.
For a touchdown.
All right.
Trinity had 4 fumbles, lost 2 of them. Numbers-wise, Cade completed 3 for a lot of yards, 135. Individual rushing the ball. Interesting thing, Ollie didn't touch the field, I don't think, in the second half, but there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different Trojans ran with the football today.
14.
That's pretty good. He also had a couple different guys catch the ball. So I guess he had 1. So that's 15 different guys touching the ball. That's a big thing. That helps in the locker room.
Yes.
That keeps everybody energized in the locker room.
Right.
As we move forward next week, I'm sure we're about to talk about this, but they have Weatherford next week.
Yes.
Based on the score that we saw, and I haven't seen the most updated score, but Weatherford's been playing pretty good football. I'll let y'all look the score up. Y'all are faster on the internet than I. I blame my phone.
Looks like we've got with a little over 4.5 remaining in the fourth quarter, Coach Jay. It's the Weatherford over Boswell, 42-22.
Kind of surprised by that. I thought Boswell's defense was a little bit better than that. But this actually legitimately becomes a district championship. Both teams will be undefeated coming in. Tough to play at Weatherford. It's just a little bit of a drive.
Right.
It's kind of the hometown feel.
Yes.
There is a definite, distinct home field advantage. Trinity's gone in there before with high-power offense, and they came up with a really good defensive scheme that made it difficult for us. So we'll have to see how that goes. I've not seen any film. I don't know exactly what their personnel looks like, but they've been playing really well. They've been winning games, not by a lot. This is a really good output for them, 42 points.
Right.
But Trinity's going to have to refocus, kind of the North Crowley focus.
Sure.
See if they can get that ramped up for next week playing against the Roos.
Right. Absolutely. Other scores in our district play with looks like 9.5 minutes remaining. You've got Haltom 45 and Pascal 20. We just gave you the Weatherford Boswell score, 42-22. And down in North Crowley, looks like they've got just a little under 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. It's North Crowley 27 and LD Bell 3. It's pretty set, I think, as far as maybe the foursome or at least the top two probably.
I think the top three. I think
Three.
you can think North Crowley, Weatherford, and Trinity, and then that fourth one, it just kind of all depends. I really thought Boswell would have a chance to sneak in. Right now, Haltom has the lead in that, but Haltom has to finish up with Trinity, North Crowley, and then Boswell, and that's going to be the game that pretty much determines which one of those two gets in.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, we do just want to repeat that next week our JV Red, our Trojan football team, will host the Kangaroos of Weatherford High right here at Pennington Field. That'll be Thursday, October 21st. Kickoff time will be 5:30 p.m., and then that will be immediately followed by our JV Black football team. Kickoff time for them will be approximately 7 o'clock. And then, of course, join us, as Coach Jay and I have just delivered to you, next Friday night, October 22nd. Mark your calendar and set your broadcast, whether it be audible or visual. We'll look forward to bringing you all of the excitement through Trinity Sports Network. Any final thoughts there, Coach Jay?
Yeah, I need some people to come to Weatherford and watch this game.
Yeah.
Let's fill the stands. Let's let everybody see. Let these young men know that they've got the support. I know it's easy sometimes to not go, and that drive to Weatherford won't be very much fun. But getting out there and supporting the guys, you'll get a treat. You'll get an opportunity to watch live one of the best football players Trinity's probably ever had. He has to be a top 10.
Right.
And get out there and support them. This will be a district championship. Don't take anybody lightly, so let's see how we do.
All right. Well, on behalf of our entire Trinity Sports Network crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us and listening in this evening to this exciting event featuring the Trinity Trojans. Until next week's event, when the Trojans of Trinity High travel to Weatherford on Friday to face off against the Kangaroos at Kangaroo Stadium, kickoff again at 7 p.m. for Game 8 of district play. This has been DR Big Daddy Emery saying, "Tease up and go Trojans."